What's going on, y'all? Thanks for checking in the Khaliis Take. You know what to do. Hit that like, subscribe button. Also hit that notification bell just so you can get the newest and the bonus content first. But hey, let's just go ahead and jump right in. Looks like Carmelo Anthony is going to be a free agent, this offseason, the official offseason. And from the looks of it and looking at the reports and reading the reports, Carmelo wants to go to a contending team to win a championship. And that says very little about the Lakers. And it says basically that this basically might be his last season, that he's going to play in the NBA. So if he's going to make it his last season, possibly, why not go out with a team that can win a championship? And with that being said, the Clippers name came up as one of the most attractive teams for him to, land with. I mean, he averaged about 12, 13 points a game with the Lakers last year. And he definitely can provide that with the Clippers. He would get less time if he played with the Clippers. He wouldn't get as much time as if he played with the Clippers. But Carmelo going to the Clippers, that can definitely help their bench out. I personally think the Clippers have all they need on their bench. But if they had somebody like him, a veteran that can come in there and, knock down some shots, that would be good. My only problem with the situation would be, when you look at the Clippers, the depth that they have guys who can score and play defense. And Carmelo just doesn't play defense at all to me. And that's the one, drawback I would have about, Carmelo Anthony, him going to the Clippers because, he can't play defense. And everybody else on the Clippers, either they could play defense really well or they're really, really scrappy and feisty on defense to where it looks like they play defense, fairly decent. So, even like if you say somebody like Luke Kennard can't play defense, you might say he can't play defense. But to me, Luke Kennard tries so hard when he plays on defense, it just works out. You see what I'm saying? And like I said, collectively as a team, the way they play defensively, it allows some guys to make mistakes, some guys not to, or some guys to bite on certain situations, maybe like, reach for a ball and maybe, they don't get the steal, but what's coming behind once the opposing player gets past a defender on the Clippers, you got Zubac in the paint, you got Marcus Morris swiping at it, you'll have Kawhi Leonard swiping at it, Paul George swiping at the ball. So you got so many lengthy guys on the Clippers. They play well-rounded defense, if you ask me, at times. And when they do that, they're pretty much unbeatable if they play that way continuously, consistently. And that's where I feel like Carmelo Anthony might, have some drawback there. But in saying that, if he doesn't play defense that well, he's got so many other good defensive pieces around him, he still might flourish in that situation. So, to me, it's kind of a tricky situation with the Carmelo thing, because like I said, I think Carmelo is still a decent six-man coming off your bench, can give you about 12 to 15 points a game and still shoot 40+% from the field, and still be pretty effective, maybe shoot about 35, 37, percent maybe from the 3-point line, or something like that, which is not bad, especially for his age, as long as he's been in the league. He's definitely a first ballot Hall of Famer. So, offensively, you're not hurting when you have Carmelo on your team. It's just defensively, he's such a liability. He would become, unplayable for the Clippers, like the further they get in the season or the closer they get to the playoffs, I would say, because yeah, you can count on his offense being there a lot of times, but you can't count on any type of defensive effort being there. And like I said, sometimes it's tricky with this, though, because sometimes you could become like a product of your environment. So him being around a bunch of guys who play defense, maybe he might become a little scrappy on defense, something like that. But overall, I don't really think that, it's a great fit for him overall, because I'm pretty sure, he still wants to be a part of a team or feel like he's a part of a team and still wants to be able to play and get some good minutes in there. But on the Clippers, if you look at their team, how much playing time will Carmelo get? You see what I'm saying? So it'd be very minimal, because it's like everybody else on the Clippers have proved themselves in that culture. They've played in, situational big games this past season without Kawhi and PG. Everybody understands the culture. So adding somebody like him to it, who's an older player, who's never going to change his ways, basically. He is who he is. And, it's kind of like what you see is what you get with Carmelo. You can't really make any adjustments or like great adjustments with Carmelo because, like I said, he is who he is. He never played defense in his younger days, so I don't expect him to play any better defense now. And he's never been a part of a championship roster because, like I said, his gameplay overall is mainly individually scoring, and that's it. You see what I'm saying? And the days of guys just being able to score and one guy can carry a team to the promised land and win a championship, those days are pretty much over with. So his way of playing basketball is still effective if you need points coming off the bench or something like that, extra scoring. But other than that, he's really not that effective for any team, or he's really not helping any championship caliber type team. So the other team, besides the Clippers being number one on the list, I guess for him after the Lakers, seeing that he'll be a free agent this offseason, was the Bucks. And I think that would be a good situation for him to go to, where he probably would get maybe more playing time on the Bucks. And like I said, he would, fit right in there too, because they could use some more scoring, especially not knowing whether Chris Middleton would be healthy enough to play and, things like that. Drew Holiday, he kind of stays healthy himself, a little bit of injury prone, but still. So definitely could use some scoring there, but I just think the Clippers really have all they need in regards to scoring. I think the Clippers really just need, like I said, that point guard and maybe an extra big man to fill out the roster a little bit, as far as, what they're trying to do. But everything else, I think they're pretty much booked, where they are in regards to talent, everything like that, what the Clippers have. So, to me, I really wouldn't, I wouldn't be overly surprised if they did take Carmelo Anthony, but honestly, they really don't even need him if you ask me. Like I say, he's not making life better for the Clippers. They're just going to stay right where they are. They got an extra scorer on there, but like I said, he doesn't play defense, and not that Clippers really need him to play much defense, but I'm just saying, you got scorers on there. You got scorers, guys who could put the ball in the basket on your team who can play defense as well. So really, it doesn't make any sense, for them to acquire Carmelo Anthony or something like that. Not unless, the Clippers might look at it per se, well, we could just use extra scoring coming off the bench. We promised him he wouldn't get much minutes, and we don't have to give anything up or give out much at all to get him. You see what I'm saying? He just want to put himself in position to possibly win a championship, on a championship caliber team. And that's all he's trying to do before he goes out. So, if the Clippers look at it from that standpoint, well, I guess, you see what I'm saying? They might, bite on the situation, but I don't really think they should. Or, like I said, it wouldn't bother me too much, if they did, because like I said, they would. He doesn't have. It's not enough minutes to go around for Carmelo like that. It more or less would bother Carmelo being on a team like the Clippers, because he would get a lot less playing time. Probably, I assume, maybe not much less, but he would get less playing time, I think, than what he got on the Lakers. And I don't know if that's a situation he wants to be in, because he's more the type of guy who likes to contribute. Because the only thing he does is, shoot the ball. He can't do anything else. He can't, jump like he used to, even though he was never really a leaper like that. But he can't really jump like he used to. Like I said, he can't move laterally the way he used to. So the only thing he is basically a catch and shoot guy, really. You know what I'm saying? So I don't really think the Clippers need that per se, but we'll see what happens with the whole situation, how it pans out. But I definitely wouldn't be surprised if the Clippers just look elsewhere or don't even look his way at all, because like I said, might as well just leave him with the Lakers where he is, or if he wants to go somewhere else, maybe go to the, like I said, Milwaukee's on his radar. I think I've seen maybe a couple other teams or something like that. But regardless of the situation, like I said, I don't think the Clippers really need him. I think the Clippers are just solid the way they are. Just go after that point guard and maybe get another big man, and that's all the Clippers are going to need. The Clippers got everything else intact. Their young guys are ready to go. The young guys got experience. The young guys have gained more wisdom being on the court this past season. And like I said, with the two main guys and the best player coming back in Kawhi Leonard, you got got everything you need there. So just go for that and, see where your destiny takes you with what you have already. But hey, that's my take on everything. Leave any comments in the comment section. As always, check out my other videos if you haven't. And hey, Khaliis out.